Hey toy collectors, welcome to another super exciting outrageous toy review. Today we're taking a look at G.I. Joe Classified Destro. This is Destro from the modern 6-inch line. The packaging features some interesting art of Destro as well as a mural of most of G.I. Joe and Cobra on the back. The packaging makes me think a lot of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Here we have Destro out of the package and it feels weird to me handling a 6-inch Joe. This new series is great for giving characters lots of updated details, great texturing in their sculpts, hopefully really good paint apps. And I guess just because everybody's collector lines are 6-inch, Hasbro decided G.I. Joe needed to go that way. One of the first things I noticed about this guy is how shiny the silver paint is on his head. It's incredible. The silver or gunmetal parts of the rest of his body are not as shiny, and it really makes his head pop. Not quite as cool as Vac Metal, but pretty close. So Destro's got a nicely sculpted head there, with a pretty solemn and stern face. There is a few little lines in it that makes you think that there might be panels or different plates in it, which is kind of neat. It's different interpretation, and since it's so much bigger, you have the opportunity to add more details to it. He's got his popped collar here that has the red inner section with the little hash marks going on in it. It gives me a little bit more of a Cobra feel to it in a way. Kind of makes me think of the hood of the Cobra, which is kind of interesting because in the cartoon we had Destro with the big puffy red collar, and in the original toy it was a little bit more like this. It just didn't have the segmentation going on. He's got his little bit of bare chest showing there, and he's got his medallion on a chain that is a little plastic piece that floats around here. The medallion would be removable. If you popped his head off, you would just be able to lift it up over his head. His head is on a ball joint. You can see that there's also a pivot point there. So he's got quite a bit of articulation in that. But there's also an additional pivot point here, almost hidden by his necklace, so he has a really great range of motion at the neck, almost more than I need a character to have. But hey, I guess I won't ever complain about more articulation. He's got an ab crunch as we move down his black torso here with some gray padded areas. His shoulders ratchet out to the side and can spin around. He again has a little bit of that padding going on. He's got elbow joints. There's a little bit of an elbow pad there. He's got these gunmetal wrist guards, and then he has wrist articulation. They just swivel around. There doesn't seem to be any sort of a hinge built into those wrists, which some toys of this scale have. On the other arm, he of course has his wrist-mounted rockets. Another classic Destro detail. He's got a silver belt, or a gunmetal belt with some red details on that, which leads down to a holster here for one of his accessories, his gold pistol. He's got black pants. Again, they have some nice sculpted detail with seam lines, things like that. He's got knee pads that help hide the articulation point in his double jointed knees. He has boot cut articulation here. A lot of nice detailing on this boot with the laces and different sections and pieces. And then he has ankle articulation below that, so he has a pretty nice range of motion at the ankles there. So it is good to see these guys are very well articulated. I assumed they would be similar to Marvel Legends and the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, and it's pretty much that. In addition to his gold pistol, Destro has a black and red laser pistol. It is nice to see some paint apps on an accessory. Very futuristic, but the weaponry for this line tends to be very futuristic. Destro also comes with a briefcase. The original Destro had a backpack that opened like a briefcase and had armaments inside it. More recent Destros, starting around the time of the G.I. Joe live-action movie, briefcases seem to be more popular for him, so he can carry warheads or computers and money. And this one, again, goes with the money and computer option. There's a little computer in here. The keyboard and things are not painted, but the little screen does have a nice pearlized blue paint to it and the Cobra logo. And then in the top there's money, but the money is really pretty bland. This could have really looked nice with a second, like a tampo or something, to put a little a little something on those bills. It is interesting to note that Destro's black and red pistol can also fit in his holster. It's a little more snug. It does stick out a little higher. I'm not sure if the designers intended for it to go in there, but it does fit. The gold gun definitely fits a little bit better because it's smaller. So Destro is the first G.I. Joe Classified series figure I've taken a look at in hand. I do have Snake Eyes, Scarlet, and Duke as well, and I will be taking a look at them in the near future. I've ordered some of the other characters. I like the concept of the line. I don't imagine being able to collect these guys the same way I collect 3 3/4 inch figures. I can't see having giant armies of these guys. I can't imagine having like 500 characters like the original line had. It'll be great to see how long this lasts. As for the differences, the changes in the kind of character designs, Destro is very faithful, just kind of additional details, additional textures and things like that. So I'm very happy with his figure. A couple little things I might have changed. I would have made the money in the briefcase have better paint apps to it, or just not had it in there at all. I kind of would have liked for his hands to be silver. I like for his hands to be more mechanical. The original figure, his hands were black, but they looked very mechanical. And where we are in the comic book series, like he actually uses his hand in the one comic as like a drone. He sends off his hand. It's clearly, you know, an augmented piece. And since these guys are going for future tech, it makes sense to me. My last little gripe with this figure might be the gold gun. I know black and red and gold are Destro's colors, especially for the Iron Grenadiers. But since the only place there's gold on this figure is his chain, the gold gun seems a little out of place. Plus, I just think gold is a weird color for weapons. Why are you going to gold plate your gun? So, I kind of would have liked that to have been black or gray or something like that. But it does give him a nice little pop of color in that red holster. So maybe I won't complain too much. In the comments down below, let me know what you think of the G.I. Joe 6-inch line. Are you interested in these guys? Going to collect them at all? Have you seen them in your area? Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos.